A tornado flew around my room before you came. Excuse the mess I made. It usually doesn't rain.
Ashe, this is Omscorpius, your satanic witch here for a monthly reading for December. Welcome out of the death season of Scorpio and into Sagittarius season. So there's some interesting things about this transition out of the Scorpio season into the Sagittarius season. I hope you had a good time releasing things that are no longer serving you and taking advantage of that Scorpio energy. So as we enter into Sagittarius, there's some really great astrological things happening right now. Jupiter goes direct December 3rd, and this means that this is a lot of abundance. So I feel like Scorpio season was a lesson. It was a time to plant seeds. And I feel like if a lot of people in the collective have not been planting seeds, you know, you kind of might be going through new cycles come the winter season of Sagittarius. Sagittarius season, it's going to bring the Wheel of Fortune. I've been seeing it a lot with my readings. It's been coming out for everybody. Wheel of Fortune, Wheel of Fortune, Wheel of Fortune. So with the Wheel of Fortune, with that card, it definitely brings opportunities and lessons. So it'll bring back past lessons, past opportunities that you've had that ended up not being the best and ended up being a lesson to you. So because the universe is you and I'm you and what I see is me, the universe always wants to give you chances to have the best quality life that you desire. It actually wants you to succeed. There's actually a quote that the universe is always working in my favor. And so that's actually going to be the quote for the day. I mean, I feel like it should be. I was going to pull from the quote jar, but it's still looking scamp as hell. So it's been on my back of my mind to put more quotes in there, but I haven't done it yet, so don't judge me. Anyways, so the universe is always working in my favor is the quote for Sagittarius, okay? And I feel like the universe is even working in our favor when we're experiencing lessons. We might not like them, but lessons are necessary, just like shadows are necessary, pain is necessary, devil energy is necessary. You need hell in order to know what heaven is. It's not that one is bad or worse or better than the other. They're contrasts. And actually with lessons and devil energy, it has a lot of things we could use to move forward. So he's actually our greatest opponent, but a lot of people run away from him. And a lot of people run away from their lessons. I mean, I don't know about you, but yeah, I'm on it. So we're entering Jupiter going retrograde, and it's going to be retrograde for 4 months. So I'm not sure where that will set us. Let me double check and see where that will be. I was trying to make notes. I caught myself trying to make notes and I didn't. So I have the computer here, so I'll probably be using this sometimes to double check on some things that I might not know. Okay, but I do know it's 4 months, but let's see where that is. March. Okay, so yeah, so enjoy this. So Jupiter going retrograde is a lot of abundance. It's a lot of opportunities. It's a good time to now start, since Scorpio death season was releasing, it's a good time to now plant and also prepare for harvesting. So planting good intentions for yourself, planting things that you want to move forward with, planting things that you like to see for yourself. And I feel like a lot of people who've done that releasing in the death energy of Scorpio season will definitely have a lot of doors opening now that it's kind of like a ship dock. You have to release some ships in order to receive some things, and some of the things, you know, that you have docked might be old, outdated, not needed anymore, so you really have to release them in order to receive those ships. And that's why there's that transition from Scorpio to Sagittarius, the receiving energy. Now, I said it was Wheel of Fortune, so for those who did not do that, don't worry. We've got cycles, and you know, if you didn't, there's still time to do it while the moon is still kind of in its shadow, but it is turning full on the 7th of December. So it's now like revealing time after all the releasing and seeding period. So don't worry if you missed it. We have cycles, and there's plenty more to come next year. You know, who knows what next year will bring with the astrological planets and the seasons of next year. So yes, I've been using that. It's been great. So we're gonna probably get more into like astrological forecast for you guys, because I've been getting into it, and I really think it's awesome how, you know, this energy helps propel us forward internally and externally. Whatever's propelled internally always happens externally. So our quote, I really wanted to use the jar because it's fun, but it's like, so it's not enough in there. Oh my god. And I say every time I'm gonna fill it up, and I never do it. It's all 30 days and I don't do it. Goddamn. But anyways, so our quote for this December is, the universe is always working in my favor, because I feel like with the Wheel of Fortune, whether it's a lesson or an opportunity, it's always working in your favor. If there's a lesson that we need to break, or a pattern of behavior we need to break, that is an opportunity to grow. So it's not always about receiving. Sometimes it's about giving, and that could be giving away pain that we hold on to, like it's a prize or gold. Sometimes pain needs to be released. So that was a mouthful. All right, so our color for this month is definitely green. And I have this elephant here for abundance with the trunk up, which is a representation of prosperity and good luck, and it's golden. So I'm going to use the dragon cards for us today, because of them, the whole energy of this Wheel of Fortune, which is Sagittarius season, and Jupiter going retrograde. I feel like dragons would be a good choice for December energy. I want to really start the reading off with a bunch of oracles, and we'll just end it with some charms. I have the charms there, so yeah. But I'm gonna start with the oracles and runes. We're gonna pull some runes, and to give us an idea of what type of energies are we working with, what do we need to pay attention to while we are enjoying this Wheel of Fortune energy of lessons and opportunities. And I feel like collectively it's going to be different for everybody, so I feel like the runes will kind of, you know, sift out the energies for everyone collectively, and we're just going to pick 3. So we got our quote out the way, we got the color. If you please like and subscribe if this video resonates with you. If it doesn't, comment, like, you know, whatever. I like to know. So all right, so we're gonna jump into it. Oh, and I have one more treat, which is the Book of Answers. If you don't have one of these, definitely get it. It's pretty awesome. We're going to use this at the end, I think. I don't know. Should we use it for the beginning? It's just more for fun. That's what I was cleaning up, and I was like, the book is calling me. I don't really touch it that much. This book is like straight up brutal. What its answers is like, yeah, go get a job. So, you know, we will start with this Book of Answers. Our quote is, the universe is always working in our favor, and then we will pull our oracles. Okay. I haven't quite made up my mind on the format of the pick cards. I know I want to use the dragon cards. I think I might keep it fairly normal, because I feel like I want to keep all of them. I want to ask the dead, the moon. I'm definitely going to pull a Santa Muerte because it's winter. It's a lot of, I feel like Santa Muerte and winter kind of go together because everything's kind of dead, but we are not in death energy, so don't get that confused. So yeah, it's kind of like, I feel like this hibernation rebirth period for winter. So I'm just thinking if I'm missing anything. I don't think I'm missing anything. All right, so we're going to go ahead and look in this book, and I just want to ask for the collective, what collective messages do you have of light and darkness for us? What is this? Try a more unlikely solution. Try a more unlikely solution. Try a more unlikely solution. So I feel like with lessons and opportunities, that was on point. That would apply to both of those. I feel like, so with the month of November, there was a lot of this self-deceit energy, and dressing that and really using that to pinpoint some trauma that could be dug up, and those are the things we should be releasing in the death energy of November, Scorpio season. I feel like that is something that was unlikely to us to be doing because there was so much denial and deceit regarding if you even had to do something like that. And I feel like even when the lessons for those that did not do that, and maybe just going through more cycles of lessons again for December, I feel like a lot of it is trying to see it from a different perspective regarding self-mastery and how am I contributing to this and how can I improve, what patterns, like how are my actions related to some type of pattern, whether it be ancestral, societal. There's so many ways that patterns can be developed that need to be uprooted, that don't serve us ascending out of darkness, out of fear, into light consciousness. And you do that in order to take the knowledge that the darkness has to teach you so that you can go up. It's all a process, a cycle of a spirit having a human experience. So, and I feel like the unlikely solutions can be related to opportunities too, for new doors opening for people who have been in darkness, or people who have been maintaining as well, maybe thinking outside of the box. It's a wonderful way. I feel like you can apply that to a lot of different ways, thinking of unlikely solutions. So I like that. Thank you to the book. Everything's gonna get kisses. So we're gonna put this book somewhere where it's not in the, I don't want to say you're in the way, but got some sage burning in the background. I was hoping you guys could see the smoke, but I don't think you can, so that's okay. When it's done lighting, oh, it's already lit up. So we can go ahead and start pulling some of our oracles. Yeah, there you can see it. Alright, so our oracles, I'm definitely going to use star seeds, shadow cards, and I want to use familiars. Yeah, that's what I want to do. Oh, and I did forget something. Dang, I forgot about the pick-a-card. The pick-a-card. So the pick-a-card we're going to do for this month is definitely going to be about some processes. I want to use the Weaver Tarot. The Weaver Tarot. If you haven't gotten this deck, you definitely should. It's made by the Threads of Fate. I think they're going out of business. They're not going. They're sold. They're shutting down. But they have a really beautiful deck. Can you see that? It's very lovely. They're not too like crazy with the illustrations, but I feel like it's something mystical about them that I like, and I like the designs of them. They're really nice. So definitely check out Threads of Fate. A lot of them have this kind of holographic feeling. Mine are not coated in holographic, but I kind of like it. These are really nice. But they have so many different kinds. They have some that are just decked out in pink. They have some decked out in black with that holographic coating on it. So some of them are slick and shiny and some are not. So okay, so we're going to be using that for the pick of card reading. And I feel like the reading I want to do for the month of December is going to be related to some type of ascension, messages from our highest self. I feel like I've been kind of doing kind of messages from our shadow, and I feel like we need to hear some messages from maybe our angelic selves in our highest of dimensions, and see what messages come out. I think that would be very beautiful for Jupiter going retrograde and us yielding a lot of abundance and luck and lessons and opportunity. Wheel of Fortune. So we're gonna go ahead and start with our oracles with this one. I'm gonna do the star seed for, I feel like for those ascending and those who have already ascended, this is, I think the perfect card for this Jupiter energy and Sagittarius season, Wheel of Fortune season. So what messages do we have? Cosmic star seeds for the collective. Divine light and darkness messages for this month of December with Sagittarius season. What messages do we have for the collective? Ready? Okay, that was pretty fast. We'll shuffle it through and see if anything else wants to come out. Okay, we got 3. I see that conflict card in there. That energy is still floating around. Okay, so on the back of the deck, what we don't see is it's not yet time. Things are being woven. Okay, so I feel like with that being said, there has to be some patience with these opportunities, but understanding, I feel like that may be related to the energies of people experiencing lessons. And, when you're experiencing lessons sometimes, especially when they come in the form of new opportunities, because that can happen too, bro, you feel like it's just a repetitive pattern. It can be frustrating. And a lot of that, you need to oil in some patience there and understanding so you can see what the lesson is trying to teach you about yourself. And so I feel like this is why this Mars energy is here, with anger, confrontation, and conflicts. And it's the great severing. So I can see that with people who will ascend to their highest self in this period of lessons, opportunities, people who will be opening the doors to opportunities, and also like people going through the lessons. I feel like the great severing is also severing things within yourself that cause conflict, because really everything in the universe should work in harmony, or complement each other. A lot of conflict, it's like you versus me, I'm against you, when there's only one person in the room. Conflict is coming from a place of delusion, and that's why it kind of keeps us stuck in cycles, because we're not realizing ourselves in another. But it's all a process and a test. So I feel like there's conflict with releasing and like severing ties with things within yourself that are conflicting, as well as those without. When you ascend, technically on a individual level ascension, you're not disconnecting from your hell, your lower dimensions. You're always connected. All 9 dimensions lie within yourself. All 9 chakras. When you are at your low chakra that's full of fear and you rise to your higher chakras, you're not cutting off your root chakra, and it doesn't work that way. So I feel like it's releasing ideologies that get us trapped. It's more mental energy, and with the energy update of November, we had the Hangman, which is major perception energy. And so it's not really destroying anything to do with your health, because hell is a part of you. To destroy it would make you half. It's really, and you can't get rid of it. I mean, I feel like if you confront fear with more fear, you get more fear. And a lot of that has to do with emotions and kind of this law of attraction energy with there. So I feel like there may be a struggle in the month of December with really accepting these lessons and changing based off of what the lesson has to tell you. We also have the Messenger, which is serious energy, bringing harmony and balance. Okay, so I was just talking about how those 9 dimensions are within yourself. And it's really not about cutting off your access to your root chakra. 1, you can't do that. 2, why would you do that? And 3, you are holding balance with that area. It's really detoxifying all chakras, all 9 dimensions, and just doing the maintenance as a spiritual being. That's it. That's all that is. And that's the message, is really to harmonize heaven and hell, fear and love. Because fear is bad when it becomes like suffering, or it becomes bad when you stay stuck in fear and it toxifies your lower chakras. But as far as fear is actually like similar to pain, it is a contrast. It's something to push you forward, to help you realize something. It is a lesson. It's a lesson. You can't just expect to receive blessings after blessings after blessings after blessings. That sounds like some crazy shit out of a movie that doesn't exist. You get both. You can't have one without the other. There's that duality and harmony. The last oracle is cracked open. Rock bottom, surrendering to the alchemy of life. So there's that alchemization of that fear. If fear is not the problem, it's really what you do with it and how you can transform it. You can't escape it. It's always there. I feel like the world that we live in society, they use fear against us, which we actually have a lot of power with transmuting that and transforming that. That's the ironic thing. You know, I was literally thinking about a movie I watched earlier today, which was Belly. It has DMX and Nas in it. I've never seen it before, and it was crazy because it was like so insane. Like, so people dying and shot. Like, I was like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. What caught my attention was that it was like the dude was going to have a spiritual epiphany, and I was like, okay, I want to see it. You know, I like DMX. I think Nas is awesome and what he does with his art. I was like, okay, when is the spiritual epiphany going to happen? Because in the beginning, he's like, I sold my soul to the devil, which he sold to the fear energy, right? And at the end, he meets like an elder figure who tells him how fear has been used against us. And it was not what I fucking expected, bro. It was not what I expected. And he was like, you do all these things out of fear. And we do. And he was like, this society we live in uses fear against you to make you act irrational, make you act the way they want you to act. Fear is, you can program a person into fear. But if a person can break through that fear and unlock themselves from the fear, which you can do because you are the ruler of your 9 dimensions. No one can really lock you in any type of situations because you are the master of all your 9 dimensions. You are your greatest devil and God. So, mouthful. So, I feel like it's surrendering to even like understanding your lower dimensions as well. Surrendering to the lessons the devil energy has to teach you. Surrendering to the lessons of fear. Surrendering is not meaning give up and let it crush you. It's surrendering to, I have something to learn from this. It's relaxing and stop resisting, because technically when you are running away from it, that's resistance. And so the opposite to resistance is to surrender, to flow with it. And so I feel like even if someone is going through cycles of lessons, there's a need for surrendering yourself to those lessons so you can get the gold out of the lesson and move on to the next one. I feel like even with surrendering to blessings is necessary, because sometimes we're used to our lessons to the point that we don't know how to receive good things. And I feel like that happens a lot. I say that a lot in these videos. Like, I feel like we've been very conditioned to be afraid and be in pain and suffering, and we don't really know that much about loving, really loving ourselves and others, and unconditional love. Our world is based around fear and suffering. I personally feel like, I mean, you have people who are able to break out of that, and a lot of these people end up being our 1%ers. So, but it's possible. And you meet everyone at their own frequency cycle, so it's not a race, it is a marathon, okay? People go through these cycles for a reason. You're experiencing these things for a reason, because there's something your soul is trying to teach you, and really all of this is coming from your own damn soul. It's not anyone like punishing you. I mean, and the reason why probably the world is the way it is so we can break out of fear and take the world back, because we are the adherers of this earth. It's our earth. I will never understand that we have to pay when we're born free. We're cattle. They're trying to cattle us, and we're not really fucking cattle. I'm gonna calm down. But anyways, so yeah, surrendering. So we have balance and harmony, surrendering, and conflict. Conflict. So but there's that balance of conflict and surrendering. Okay, so that's about it with that. We are going to move on to the shadow cards, okay? Shadow oracles, and see what they have to say to us, okay? I'm getting a little excited, you know. I always get excited at some point. Like in the beginning, I'm like, well, I don't know why I'm like that. All right, so what shadow messages do we have from the divine darkness for the collective for the month of December, for Sagittarius season, Wheel of Fortune season? What messages do we have for the collective? Divine darkness, what messages do we have? What shadows? What do we need to hear? Okay, shuffling a little weird here. Let me do it this way. Neptune. Oh yeah, what? It was something about wait a minute. Okay, I messed up. Let me double check. Good God. Dad, let's back up. Let's back up. Let's back up. Okay, so Jupiter is not going retrograde. I mean, Jupiter is not going direct. I feel so bad. Don't judge me. Please, please. I got my planets mixed up. Because on the Wheel of Fortune, there's Jupiter energy. So Jupiter is relevant. I'm getting my bearings. Jupiter is relevant in Sagittarius season, bringing opportunities and lesson. The planet that is going retrograde is the planet that I'm playing in the background, which was like, oh, that's it. Neptune is going direct. Okay, so I kind of have to like restate. God damn it. Fuck. Hi, I had to take a break and smoke something because I'm just pissed. I was like, you're gonna record this whole thing over again after doing that talking? I'm not. So I didn't say anything completely inaccurate. I just forgot to mention that it's Neptune. I got the direct planet, the planet going direct. I got that mixed up with the Jupiter, with the Wheel of Fortune. The Wheel of Fortune is relevant to Sagittarius season, okay? But the planet that's going direct is Neptune, and that kind of changes a little bit. So everything that I said regarding Jupiter is related to the Wheel of Fortune energy with Sagittarius. Now, what's coming up with Neptune going retrograde? Dude, I didn't even smoke in the beginning, and I'm just tripping. I'm always nervous in the beginning, and I'm like, did you? I need to make a list. Because I said, you know, you maybe need to make a list. You might forget something, and I was like, no, I got it. I needed a list. Neptune going retrograde is going to bring up illusions and kind of delusions that we need to deal with. Neptune rules a lot of intuition. It deals with a lot of energies with mind and transforming the mind, even alchemy energy, which also came out in these oracle cards right here. I feel embarrassed, but we're going to keep moving. We're going to keep trucking right through it, okay? I don't care if I hit that cone, okay? I'm going to keep going. Nobody died. So now we got that cleared up. So one more time. one more time. I'm doing this for me and for some of you who were like, what the hell? 20 minutes into the video and I'm like, oh shit, I mixed up the planets. Neptune is the planet going direct for 4 months, okay? This is going to be dealing with a lot of illusions related to ourselves, how we see the world, and how it would tie into the month of December with Sagittarius would definitely be, I would feel like, illusions and delusions we have around our abundance, because Jupiter is the planet of abundance and Jupiter is associated with the card Wheel of Fortune. That was more for me. So with the card Wheel of Fortune, which is Sagittarius season, there we go. Bam. I feel like I cleared that up. So we're gonna move on, and I bet not forget it again while I'm going through all of these cards. I feel like that came up, and it might happen. I have it up, so I literally remembered it because I'm like, what planet is that playing in the background? Oh my god. I am done. I am done. I'm dead, and I'm done. I'm just gonna show. I'm sorry. Let me focus. So, Divine Darkness. What shadows do we have? The collective of December. What shadow messages do we need to know? Dealing with Neptune energy. I'm just so done. Dealing with illusions, delusions of the mind, alchemizing our intuition. What messages do we have for the collective? And opportunities and lessons, energies of Jupiter, Sagittarius season. Wheel of Fortune. Wheel. Mouthful. Oh my god. Thank you. We got just one card. Well, I don't like it at all. We got stabbed in the back as the first oracle, the only oracle. I am done. What is up with this? Oh my god. So it deals with heartbreak, pain, deception. Deception is Neptune. Delusions and illusions, shocking attacks. What is going on with us? All right, so we have at the back of these decks Cupid's arrow again. So Cupid's arrow came up in the energy update in November, and it was about kind of balancing that love and faith, which helps you hit your target. And I feel like Neptune will help with that energy. Low-key, I'm doing this so I can remember, but it does it ties in, goddamn, with kind of knowing your target in regards to lessons and your opportunities with Jupiter energy. And I feel like that's really going to, I feel like, balance out our choices moving through Sagittarius season, and really embracing that Wheel of Fortune energy with lessons and opportunities. So that's really interesting. Okay, so a lot of the cards, well, I think this was the only one that came up in the energy update. We have savoring the moment and feeling uplifted. And I really feel like the coffee cup deals with a lot of lifting the veil of illusions and delusions that kind of weigh us down. And kind of, I feel like, embracing them. We do have the palm tree here. So, which deals with stability, security, permanence, growth, and flexibility, endurance. That sounds a lot like Neptune energy. Neptune to me seems like a very strong, stable planet intuitively, which would be emotionally. It's like realistic with your emotions, which would be great because just so much emotional deception in November, you know, some stable emotions, balanced emotions would be necessary. Or it's like kind of like a gift. I like that. That's cool. And so let's address this pain energy from the shadow card of stabbed in the back. I feel like this has to do with balancing love and faith with pain to gain emotional stability and kind of accepting the lessons and cycle of your life, that because love and pain, the scale, fear and oh god, love and pain and light and darkness, two opposite ends of the scale, and there's a lot of things in between. Very cool. They're both sharp, if you notice. So they can both have a very big effect, whichever way you go, you know, on where your abundance is, stability is, your experience. That's cool. Cool. All right, so I think Gabby got it together. All right, so a familiar, because lucky Jupiter energy and the Wheel of Fortune, I wanted to do something lucky. I like the black cat. All right, so I'm gonna put these shadow cards like right here so I can see them. Okay, cool. So let's go ahead and shuffle these. I don't even know what to ask for. Oh my god. What do I ask for? What do I want to, messages for the collective? What familiar could we use with balancing opposites, finding stability? Okay, this is a lot. Okay, well that broke the deck, so I feel like that's ending it when we got the frog, which is a symbol of abundance as well. It does also deal with making big leaps, changes in fate, and definitely that big jump between fear and love, darkness and light. So I feel like we had said something about that earlier. Okay. Yeah, the ascending with this conflict card with Mars, and how it's actually a great severing. You can think of making these different feats as a severing of different locations or different states of being, different states of understanding yourself, because Neptune deals with the delusions and illusions, and I feel like that would create a big shift. So that's awesome. Persecution. What? The badger. The goat. Potency. Goddamn, you are beautiful. Okay, well, let's figure out what's going on with this badger. The goat's coming out pretty strong, but okay, let's go with the goat. the goat man. So with the goats and potency, I feel like this has to do with the sharpness of this palm tree and this love and pain. The goat. So I feel like it's kind of bringing awareness to bringing awareness to the way we think about things, and like a potency and like our choices. I feel like that with the Jupiter card. Because Jupiter is a lot of energy. It's a lot, and it's abundant, I feel like, in either or energies. It's like great lessons and opportunities kind of brought to you by your own spirit. And they are there to gain some balance. Like I said, the conflict and separation within us and without us doesn't make sense if we're the same in the room. Yet we experience this. So it's kind of getting, I feel like, back to harmony with ourselves. that just came out of me, bro. So, the Badger. We're going to move on to the Badger. Now, we have persecution. I feel like this has something to do with, like, pain. This is going to help us through pain. The Badger has, like, black and white. And I feel like that has something to do with I don't know about this Badger. I feel like it's related to the pain. Stabbed in the back. But maybe this is definitely to help us through that. Help us through dealing with a prosecution. So we have energies of really obtaining what we want with this potency, whether it's a lesson or an opportunity, in order to learn something about ourselves. And the frog is this Jupiter energy with creativity. I feel like Jupiter is creative. It's creative in abundance, whether it's an opportunity or a lesson. I mean, I feel like the lessons Jupiter would bring are great lessons that, and even Neptune, shattering delusions. What? Okay, Neptune, like, you know, so that's devastating things. Okay, and then the pain. So cool. All right, so we're gonna move on. And I think it is time for us to Badger. Okay, I don't know which one I want to look at me. So I'm just gonna put it right here. I want to focus on the Badger because I'm having a hard time communicating with it, so maybe that'll help. So we're gonna jump into our dragons and get the oracles. Wait, didn't I say I was gonna do Santa Morte? I did. I just remembered. All right, so slow down there. So here we go. Santa Morte, Mother Death. All right, so what messages do we have with balancing opposites? I feel like shattering delusions. What messages do we have for the collective of divine light and darkness? Embracing lessons and opportunities. The universe is always working in our favor. This is some heavy energy, I must say. This is heavy. Oh my god. Oof. All right. Oh, right. I guess it's this one. Look at that. So immediately what I see is two opposites pairing. I see the colors of the chakras, the root. This is the base, this is hell. This is, you know, our stability, or the opposite of that, instability. This is this chakra can be related to fear and pain. And this one is more sacral solar plexus energy, which deals with if I do and I feel. Yes, I do and I feel, I am. I do and I feel, I am. So I feel like it's shattering delusions of who we are. What is I am? I am is the words of God, and then what do you say after that is potent. Which makes me think goat energy. So I feel like part of it is really recognizing our power, recognizing who we are, and removing any delusions. I feel like a lot of times people get stuck in traps of fear, which is the root chakra, that deal with illusions of who you think you are, or how you think you deserve to live your life. I am is important. And I feel like a lot of times that I am can be manipulated with identities, how we associate with who you are. Who are you really? And how do you say that to yourself? And so the root is the base. That is our foundation. And I feel like as we move into feeling and doing, it'll explain some of our actions regarding our choices. And feel is, you know, still kind of like that water energy with gap, dealing with deception. And it's, I almost feel like it's like the deception goes back to your identity of who you think you are. You know, I am. So this one is, what is it? Your sacral chakra, which is emotions, water. Isn't that weird? Because I would think it would be in the heart, but it has a different one for the heart, which is I love. But we're not at the heart, so we're just we're working on the first three. So cool. I just learned that today. It's like, I'm just kidding. But anyways, kind of. But we're going through an experience together, okay? So, let me not. Okay, shadow shelf. Okay, so anyways, and I feel like they're dancing. That's so cute. And they both are winged. I feel like there's freedom here. There's celebration here. There's celebration of what you announce yourself to be. I feel like taking charge and control of how you feel and acknowledging how you feel and doing your actions based off of that. And that really is kind of breaking down our actions in the most thorough way possible. Wow. That's basically how actions happen. That's what kind of fuels our actions. You know, what are we identifying ourselves as? You know, and that's why I repeat, we are spiritual beings having a human experience. So, you know, there's no limit to what I am or what you are or what we can be or what everyone is. There isn't. There really isn't. The mind is limitless. The body is limited. You're not the same person you were when you were like 20. You won't be. So it's, you start there with limitless because your mind is only an extension of your spirit. So that was beautiful. And so I feel I do. That was heavy. Mother Death, goddamn, I nearly drowned. Okay, alright, thanks. Okay, so we're gonna move on now. I'm gonna shuffle these. That was so heavy. Heavy. I'm dying on emotions right now. Holy shit. Alright, so now we're gonna move on to the dragon cards. So let's go ahead and do that. That was heavy as hell, man. I'm gonna want to look at all of these familiars now. What the hell? You won't lean up. What's wrong with this? The frog's like, no, I don't want to be saint. Alright, so let's see what's going on with these dragons. What the dragons have to say. Messages from the dragons to the collective. Dealing with Jupiter energy, lessons and opportunities, abundance. Breaking illusions and delusions. Acknowledging our I am, I feel, I do. Alright, so I'm gonna use these a lot. That was like, what? Okay. Ooh, we have a star. Messages from our beautiful dragons. What messages do you have for the collective regarding I feel, I am, I feel, I do, I am, I feel, I do. We have the shaman at the back of the card. The Wheel of Fortune. Wheel of Fortune. Messages from our beautiful dragons. Alright, so let's go. We have the Hierophant at the back of the deck, what we don't see. Which the Hierophant is a spiritual masculine of the masculine energy. The High Priestess is his counterpart. Okay, so I'm gonna put my lovelies. Thank you. Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna like move some stuff around. So we have the Three of Pentacles, Four of Swords, and Nine of Cups. Okay, so this is to do with some fulfillment, emotional fulfillment. I feel like there may be a need to like, I feel like finding what you're searching for, finding what we're searching for through hearing spirit messages. You know, things that spirit messages can be things that we imagine, we fantasize about, and that's pretty cool. So with the Four of Swords, it's definitely holding a vision of some sorts, holding something like a keepsake, like it's up there. And a lot of this is air energy, which comes from spirit. And I feel like the reason why the Hierophant is coming out specifically may do something to do with actions. There's a lot of blue, and I feel like I feel is in a big part of this. So when I look at these energies and the cards, I do see that this Hierophant has very similar energies as this 21 card Santa Muerte, which adds up to 3, mind, body, and spirit. I feel like a lot of this, and there's 3 chakras in this one card. I am, I feel, I do. I am, I feel, I do. So it's really taking action on those things. Like I said, I really felt like this card was expressing to us how to act, and how to act in alignment with spirit, being in flow. So I feel like the being in flow part is really acting on visions or ideas that we have, dealing with this 4, the foundation, and it can also be like negative visions we have for ourselves and positive ones, and how that's definitely a double-edged sword sometimes. You can actually, you know, fate yourself to living a life that you don't want or perceptions of self that are not true. I am. And so perception with how you see yourself is very important in this air card, dealing with 4 and 4 of a foundation that we have. I feel like with this 3 of Pentacles, this may be related to some of the conflict energy, because it's kind of gray, you know, and I feel like it's I don't know with this one, because I sense some type of celebration here, but I know 3s can be a little bit of to deal with pain, I feel, type of energy. So I'm gonna need the book. Help me. Hello. So I feel like this Three of Earth deals with kind of perfecting a skill, perfecting actions, and like it's still like in the beginning of action and creating something. We have some celebration with our actions and working on a skill, and I feel like part of this skill is really balancing ourselves with our actions and how we feel, because water again is coming up again. So I feel like the feeling part is very big in how you do things, and I even feel like even when you're working on a skill, you have to actually feel good about working on that skill, and it'll affect, I feel like, the craftsmanship of your work and what you do. So I feel, and I am, is very heavy here with receiving that true identity of I am, which is this Hierophant, and actually acting out on it in a way that I feel like this Hierophant blends in a lot of chakras. I can see the root, the sacral, the solar, the heart is there, the throat, all in the phoenix's wings, or it looks like a phoenix, but it's a dragon. So yeah, that's cool. All right, so that is our dragon cards. I was a little thrown off by this one. I don't know what that was about, but anyways, so we are going to move on, and I think the next card is, I think it's the Daemons. So let's see what Daemon cards we have to line up with these dragons. Shuffle up our Daemon cards here. Alright. We have darkness for understanding and acting on I am, I feel, I do chakras, opportunities and lessons, Jupiter energy, shadow illusions, Neptune of Sagittarius season. Alright, we got two. Let's see. Okay, we got a lot. Okay, real quick. Alright. So, ooh, what is that? I don't even know what that is. It's a bird. It's very stormy. It's very stormy in the sky. It's very, very, very stormy. I don't know how to say his name. But he's the 39th Daemon of the Goetia, and he's the Tower. That is a very intimidating card. So the Tower came up again, and the Tower came up in November's end of November energy update. The Tower came out, and I feel like it's coming out again as we transition from November to December. And I feel like this is a lot of Neptune energy with a lot of Neptune energy with shattering delusions, because that's basically what the Tower does when you kind of accept a lesson for what it is and surrender to it so that you can release something. The planets here we have is Libra, and the zodiac is Libra, and the planet I'm not too sure. I want to say Mercury, but we're gonna check that. And the other Daemon was Andress, which is the Knight of Wands. So this is action with our actions. I feel like searching for things, working on something. Knights move around a lot, and so I feel like it's with this Three of Earth dealing with working on a skill. The planet is the Moon, and the zodiac is Aquarius. Aquarius is air, mind and feeling. So it's tying in seeing things and how that ties into what you what you feel. So I feel a certain way and I see something a certain way. That's interesting. That's cool. So it's like saying really these root chakras influence everything that we do. Feeling does. I mean, I just feel like feeling is a very underrated chakra. I know that the heart chakra is the least used frequency, and I feel like feeling is very important too. Feeling is dealing with that scale of love and fear, and I feel like the feeling is actually alignment of your energies. So that's really cool. Thank you, Andres. I hope I'm saying your name right. So I'm gonna take these two because these are the ones that landed upright. I'll take one of them. Belial with the Six of Swords. This is moving out of mental conflict. Moving out of conflict. Mentally. I feel like this is the very beginning of a cycle. And this is where that Three of Earth with the Dragon card comes in very important, with continual action to start developing a skill, I feel like, and shattering delusions and also creating new ones. Because I know that with every program or mental program, you know, it's good to replace it with another one, especially if that program has very deep rooted ties to emotions. And it's Pisces is the I didn't even look at the till now. It's Pisces is the zodiac, which Pisces represents spirituality and practicality. So it could really be about this Hierophant energy, which is spirituality, and making practical movement with kind of, I feel like, working on how we communicate with our spirit and creating based off of that. I feel like there's a lot of connectedness in these energies, like with spirit and our human experience. It's very weird and off-putting, but I like it. I feel like that is the skill that we're working on. Cool. Because, you know, the basis is I am, I feel, I do. Okay, cool. So we are going to check out the book with these. I don't know who I want to go to first. Let's check out the Tower, because this one was very interesting to me, and I need to figure out what that planet is. I think it's Mercury. So, all right. So we have the 39th Daemon. I want to say his name is Malthus, but I might be saying that wrong. Bear with me. We have 39th Daemon. Here we are. The Tower. Shaken foundations. Well, goddamn. Foundations. Alright? Oh, shit. So the meaning of the card is shaken foundations. The nature of the card is foundations. The planet is Mercury. The zodiac is Libra. So it's crazy. It's like just reaffirming shaked foundations and foundations. So I feel like it's dealing with the stability card, with the stability is our roots. This is what makes us a plant, with that, the three chakras that we're covering. I am, I feel, I do. This is like the root foundations. And I feel like it's also kind of tying in the Four of Swords with foundations, with how we perceive ourselves. because I'm pretty sure one of these cards had pulled in I see. How we feel can affect what we see. My computer's about to die. So I feel like if you like take that to like the energy of Jupiter, which deals with the Wheel of Fortune, lessons and opportunities, you can see that how I am, how I am and how I feel can dictate your perception on receiving either the lesson or the opportunity, which is awesome. And I feel like it ties into how we like experience either side of the scale, which is the love and fear, love and pain, darkness and light, ascending and descending, all of that, opposites. It's really cool. So Mercury is a planet of communication, and it can be communications even with how we communicate with ourselves, with the Hierophant energy of this dragon. You know, if the root of your tree is planted in I'm a spiritual being having a human experience, it allows for all cycles to be fluid, because you're planting yourself in limitless ways of being, which is what you already are. I feel like it's aligning the higher dimensions with the lower dimensions. I kind of want to be like heaven and hell, which is our foundations, our root chakra. So that's really cool. I hope you absorbed that, because we're not going back. That was awesome. And I feel like both are potent. Love and fear are potent, like regardless of, it's potent up here, and it's potent below, you know. That's cool. Alright, so foundations, shaking foundations, and that is Tower energy. So it's like, I feel like, because I feel the Hierophant and the Tower coming in again, and it's kind of like messages from our spirit selves trying to shake up our foundations, like, and that's basically what we do, the functionings of the 9 dimensions in heaven and hell, how this can also be seen as like, with air is kind of a little bit of spirit energy with your mind. Spirit connects with you through your mind. And a lot of the times you get ideas, you know, which is like the 4 of Swords energy that you should pursue, because that's your soul actually sending you messages to go in this direction or that direction. And sometimes the way we I am ourselves, the way we feel, the way we do things, don't align with the message that Spirit is telling us to do or to change or to feel or to I am. Sometimes the identities, the mask that we put on, if I feel like it's a confusion of how to utilize these two in a way that's functional, that Spirit is actually experiencing life through your human experience. And I feel like maybe the shaking up foundations is really for us to live like this. because really life is both love and fear, heaven and hell. And you want to understand that to make it harmonious. There's a lot of harmony with here. Like this dragon has a lot of chakras aligned. You know, it literally jumps from there. It is like how I am, I feel, I do affects I speak and I love. So it's really how we see ourselves is how we like are expressing ourselves in this world. And sometimes how we see ourselves needs changing. So, all right, so we're gonna move on to Belial. And see, because I don't really remember Belial's card that well. I'm sorry. Okay, so this is a transition. Wonderful, because we're moving out of conflict into 6 energy, and uncertain assertiveness. Okay, Belial, I remember automatically, because I remember last time I was like uncertain assertiveness. This has to do with these actions, I feel like, and also how we think, and being like not indecisive about how we think, because it's mainly a swords card. So how we think, and maybe it's getting to grips with our uncertainty about these processes, or uncertainty about how we see ourselves, uncertainty in how we communicate, how we are. Cool. Okay, and the meaning and nature. The planet is the sun, the sign is the Pisces. Oh, I didn't recognize that was the sun. What? The sun energy. So a lot of masculine energy, a lot of action is here. Action keeps coming through all the cards in one way or another. Okay, well, okay, so we are definitely aligning. I see, I feel, I do, I am, I feel, I do, I see, and I speak, and I love. Okay, cool. So the last one is Andreas, which is the 63rd Daemon of the Goetia. Creative action, more action, lively enterprise is the nature. Moon and Aquarius. Creative action. So I feel like this is bringing enthusiasm to developing skills and developing new ways of thinking, new ways of seeing ourselves, enthusiasm and embracing our lessons and our opportunities that present themselves, because they're all really messages and experiences given to us by Spirit to have this human experience, so that we can bring a balance and I feel like a unity to ourselves. Yeah. The moon is behind Andreas, as you can see. So there's still like emotional influence in here. Intuition. I feel like with clear intuition, and this is where this Belial energy comes from, and it's funny because it's just like moving, transitioning out of pain energy into like almost a sense of love and faith. This is a really deep reading, okay? Okay, so that was interesting. So those are our 3 daemons. Say goodbye. Alright, so we got embracing that tower energy. I'm going to leave the tower here because tower definitely wanted to come out again, which was pretty cool. Now we are going to move on to our embroidered graveyard. Okay, so let's see what messages we have from the dead. What messages? Okay, I'll put this book over here. Alright, so messages from the dead to the collective. What messages do you have for us with uniting I am, I feel, I do with I see? Rebuilding foundations, allowing lessons and opportunities in our life, destroying and creating I ams and destroying delusions, refining I am. Thank you. All right, we got a playful dog here. I want to see if anything else comes out. Okay, we got 3. I think 3 is cool. We got 3 daemons, so let's go for it. Oh, let's see what's on the back of this deck. Rather, more masculine energy with action, patterns, transformation, transforming those patterns, working on a skill. A lot of masculine energy in the cards. So we have ancestors. The ancestors are saying hi. Hi. They're always within us, and thus they are also without us. We have sacred rage. Sacred rage. There's some fire there, so that's transformation. Okay, I just got with this ancestors card, this could be a little bit of cycles that have been passed down to us and how we really have to rebirth ourselves from this with the sacred rage. You know, I feel like the message can also be the ancestors kind of being proud of us to just live our lives. I really like that the ancestors card is here, but I feel like this has something to do with cycles passed down and evaluating that, because you know sometimes we're given really wonderful patterns, identities, ways of understanding ourselves from our family, but I feel like you can also get things that are toxic cycles where it's been repeated lessons. And this could also deal with like identities, dealing with the I am that has you preconditioned to be a certain way. You know, this is really a lot of new knowledge, I feel like, for this age that we're in, for some reason, of really cracking down on like being the curse breaker in families, or being ones who transcend themselves, and really understanding what transcendence means in a spiritual sense that ties in with the human experience, and ascending and descension, and how these are not two polar, two separate things, but they're two opposites of one system, which is the human experience. So that's pretty cool. So we're going to get the book and really see what the ancestors have to say. I feel like this has to do with just remembrance of past experiences, relatives, sending them love. It's funny because it's the holiday season, and so family wants to come out. And, you know, I feel like to give us a warm hug on our human experience, because, you know, life is a marathon. We all die. And it may have something to do with ancestors, that supportive ancestors, ancestral support, because I feel like we're all interconnected. There's like an interconnectedness with these trails of gravestones. It's like going down a path. There's butterflies here too. Well, they may be moths. They look like butterflies. Maybe both. So, okay, cool. And it's just like them giving the peace sign. It's very peaceful and cheerful. It's like, hello. Okay. Rooting us on. So we have Sacred Rage here. There's definitely butterflies in here. So maybe these ones in here are moths. But, transformation from the inside out is what I'm getting from that. Transformation by fire. So, and then faithful was the dog. I feel like a lot of this is saying being faithful to the process, the path, and the journey, and understanding that the actual journey is the destination. There's this energy of, I feel like these are heavy lessons with love and pain and understanding these things, but it's with some sense of joy or some lightheartedness, because I feel like the Hierophant is coming through and being like, this is just an experience. Like, you know, if you die, it's okay. You're not really dead. Your spirit, this isn't really yours. It's just an experience. So it's like, don't take it so seriously. But I feel like the things that we're going through are like really serious shifts. And it's really to kind of release, I feel like, this energy of bringing faith. Faith came out twice with Cupid's arrow. Faith and love. Make it a game. Because, you know, this card was heavy. The fucking knife, bruh. Which is swords, mind, communication. But, I mean, these, look, you had this and then the tower, dark as hell. Like, what? The pain of shaking a foundation. These cards were heavy. So, I feel like, even though, and the potency card, with it just being potent on both ends of the scale. Look at this. Potency with this foundations changing and this pain. That's really heavy. And then it's like, but yeah, don't forget to love. Don't forget to love and play and have fun. Tarot is weird, but I love it. So thanks. It's kind of like saying to me, this is normal. This is part of the fun of being human, having a spiritual experience. And I feel like when you over-identify with your sense of identity, or how you have, because I feel like the I am is really rooted in this, what your foundation is made of. And I feel like the message is almost like you can change your I am at any time, because really you're not your identity. But if you have an I am, you might as well base it in something playful, uplifting, because your spirit is light. And so maybe a better way to identify ourselves in a lighter manner. And that way, when we do transition from love to pain, love to fear, that these cycles are smoother. Because what I get with a lot of the time is like this smoothness of the cycles, and like really dealing with how we sever conflicting energies when they're actually part of one thing, one experience. And so I feel like this lighthearted, playful, faithful energy, faithful in the process, trusting the process, following the journey, and seeing the actual journey as the destination is the surrender card. You know, when she's cracked open, there's actually outer space, there's stardust. So to base an I am on this shell is false. So it's really like, how do I surrender to really who I am so I can alchemize better? The alchemy of life. And I feel like it's like working on that skill with alchemizing the Wheel of Fortune energy, what deals with lessons and opportunity, and shattering delusions with Neptune's energy. And I feel like the book didn't say think of the unlikely solution, something that we haven't done before, or something that some of us are doing, and to continue working on that. And I feel like it can be daunting sometimes, but with time, you'll realize that you don't have to identify so much with I am, and you can always change that. If that root chakra gets if that root chakra could use some shattering of illusions and embracing how you see yourself, how you feel, and really seeing, I feel like it's overall kind of giving us an idea of how these areas work regarding our experience as a human being and helping us ascend. This is a lot of ascension energy. I feel like the big thing is how do you get into ascension type of energy? Very interesting. So I'm going to get the book for the Embroidered Graveyard. I feel like I want to check out the Ancestors first, because that was the one that excited me. We're going to have to go to the front. What we got? 64. We got 64, 8, and 52. Okay, so the faithfulness is like, with 5 and 2 added up is, you know, this 7 energy, which is like creating something, like creating a new pattern. I almost want to say creating a habit. So, and then the 8 is, I really feel like this interconnectedness with I am nothing and I'm everything type of energy, like with the burning and transformation energy, that you're always connected to some type of transformation energy. Whether it's a lesson or an opportunity, transformation happens with every experience. And it's kind of allowing and surrendering that transformation to happen, which is awesome. So, yeah. Okay, so the Ancestors. Alright. It's people who have laid the path in which we tread. Our guides, our guardians that we respect and honor for their hard work. So the people that came before us to allow this to happen. Sometimes what I tend to do is get kind of disappointed with just how long it's taken humanity to get to this point, with kind of embracing our spirit more in a way that is not so connected with human limitations. And I feel sorry for the people that have passed before us that did not have that knowledge. but I feel like there's like an energy of that had to happen so that we could be here doing this now. I think it's taking us a time collectively to remember who we are. That's cool. And I feel like this is a mutually beneficial relationship. It says respect and give back to those who have done so much for us. The ancestors are gathering and looking to us with love, joy, and hope. Their message is to check in with them whenever you need help or support. There is so many of them that stretch back throughout an ocean of time. This makes them incredibly strong in numbers. Lean on them. That's beautiful. Our time on this planet is so short. To the universe, we are here and gone in no more than a blink of an eye in the vast expansion of time. So try our best, do our best, but never forget to put the joy and love at the absolute top of our priority list. The memories that others hold of us in their heart make some amazing ones. Well, that's beautiful. I feel like that's a lot of ashe. That is a lot of love. They're like unconditional love. It's almost like relax. Like relax, you know. That interconnectedness energy there. Okay, well, that's beautiful. I'm just gonna leave it at that. I'm speechless. I'm speechless. All right. Yeah, I'm pretty speechless. I don't. All right, so we're gonna move on. So, sacred rage with 8. Ooh, anger, jealousy, bitterness, revenge, grief, crippling anxiety. This is what this card's leading with. What the hell? What? Anger, jealousy, bitterness, revenge, grief, crippling anxiety. All right. So, we all experience all of these emotions at some point in our lives. But we don't have to hide away and feel shame because of them. All right, I see you. We are complicated and human. This makes me think of the hell energy with how hell was kind of like the cognitive dissonance, how you can hold two opposite thoughts in your head. You can be love, you can be fear. And I feel like that's what we are. I mean, that's what I've been saying this whole time. I mean, love and fear are within us at all times. The root chakra is related to an area where you will experience fear. So sometimes if you're having fearful energies, and it's almost like a repetitive cycle where you're constantly going through lessons, usually it's related to resolving some type of shadow fear. And shadow deals with a lot of trauma, pain, fears, lower energies. And I feel like a lot of people know about blessings, but it's like, are we a whole functioning spiritual being if we neglect our lower dimensions, fear, pain, worry, suffering, and how that works? And how do I utilize that to actually ascend in a good way, a functionable way? Because you do it regardless. You ascend and you descend, you ascend. It's like something we spiritually do. It's a function of spirit to do these things. And it kind of expresses that process of doing it through our 4 elements, our actions, our feelings, our thoughts, and how we maintain and take care of things. So that's how, like, the outside is a reflection of the inside. So I feel like with this sacred rage, I feel like it's really addressing this I feel energy, those 3. And I do. So let's finish this. So it says, we are complicated and human. These parts of us should be accepted as part of our human experience. Sacred rage says here to use these negative emotions to move into positive action. What? That's alchemy. Okay. Wow. Okay. And exercise them from within a firm action that heralds change. So I personally feel like with a lot of anger, jealousy, and bitterness, you know, and with even pain and suffering, a lot of times that is even devil energy, fear energy. It's really to teach us something. It's a big lesson. It's our roots. Of course, it's there to teach us something about us. But it's like we have to see it that way for it to actually become that way for us. That's beautiful. So manifest with with anger, jealousy, bitterness, revenge, grief, crippling anxiety. Manifest with them. That brings positive change. Okay. So sometimes we just aren't feeling positive, so instead of faking it, accept what you have and work with it while you work on it. So that's awesome. So it's like you can still move in your lower energies, your weaknesses. I mean, it's not weaknesses, it's not saying anything about that, but you can still function in areas of energies of fear, because I feel like all of these are energies of some type of fear, and I'm using the extremes, love and fear, because that's easier for me. But anger, jealousy, bitterness, revenge, grief, crippling anxiety is lower energies, specifically in the root chakra, represented as the general word of fear. And I do feel like you can do that. But like I said, I feel like a lot of times we run from those first. So, and it also has this, again, with this hell energy of just not judging it and just allowing it to be like, okay, I'm having a rageful experience now. Well, I'm going to keep going. Sometimes all we have is our negative emotions, and they can still be used. Ever got angry enough to speak up, sign a petition, or protest? Wow. Okay. Ever been so jealous of what a friend has that you made yourself sit down and do the work so you could have it? Wow, okay. So that's alchemy. So turn your anger into action, your grief into movement, your jealousy into inspiration. What? And I'm pretty sure today I made a post similar to that using 2 opposites. And the inspiration comes up. Instead of competition, be inspired. Because really, the negative emotion is kind of like a detector of where the imbalance is, so that you can transmute it into something else. It's not even about it being seen as an imbalance, but you can use that to see where you are. I feel like there's some shadow energy here with shadow work. Deals with really understanding your darkness in a way that you can actually transmute it. And I feel like transmutation is really a lot of understanding something first and then acting on it. And I feel like that's part of the epiphany with the Tower energy, is understanding how it works and acting on it. Action is very loud, so I'm not going to neglect to say that action is very loud in these cards. So it's not just the mental aspect. That's really awesome. So your ancestors, again, your ancestors have seen the circumstances that have led to feelings that you're experiencing now, so they sympathize with you. Ask them to work with you through this so you can emerge wiser and stronger. And that's part of the ascension process, is you rise from your darkness with wisdom of yourself, and then you bring it to your conscious light, and then that's where this realization and action should start to happen, where you start acting on what you've realized for yourself. Sometimes we keep getting, when we're stuck in patterns, a lot of the times, sometimes we don't see it for what it is. So I feel like, which one was it that I said? The Phoenix card connected the I am, I feel, I do to I see with this blue energy, deep blue energy. And it's like, if you're connecting what you do and what you are currently feeling with what you can see it for what it truly is. And this is part of, I feel like, breaking delusions, because you have to see it for what it is so you can change it. I feel like there's an energy of a possibility of like not seeing the pattern and how it works and how these energies are all interconnected. Everything's interconnected. This card is 8, which is interconnected energy. The infinity number. So, and flow too as well. All emotions are valid. They all need a space, so please don't bottle these up. Use these feelings to heal yourself in a positive way. Use your negative emotions to create a positive outcome. I'm trying to find that again. Where was that? Yeah. Use your negative emotions. Use these negative emotions to move you into positive action, to move yourself. Use the negative emotions to move yourself into a positive action. So I kind of like this, because a lot of times, through understanding fear and darkness, I've understood love better than I did before. And I feel like a lot of the times I get kind of just irritated when I hear a lot of people talk about how to utilize love and like all love and light stuff, but then it's like there's like a lack of understanding anger, jealousy, bitterness, and how these are just as useful as love. I really do personally feel like fear and love have the same amount of potency. That can be used to throw us in either or directions, lessons or opportunities, because in the end, it's all just an experience we're having as spiritual beings, being a human. So I love that with this sacred rage, it's showing the sacredness of the fear frequency, your root chakra, the fear frequency specifically, but that's where it would be located in your root chakra. In those 3 energies, those are your lower dimensions. I feel like we're so eager to get to the heavenly dimensions of I know, I see, and so you can speak it without having a really firm basis in our darkness first, and understanding how to transmute those And I also feel like, me personally, I feel like I was on that side of the scale, and it really, I feel like anger, fear, and jealousy, fear helps you understand love better. It's not about better or anything like that. It's literally about the contrast and what that experience is teaching you. And again, it's not that serious because you're just a spiritual being here for a short while. So, but I'm here to help you guys out and myself with understanding these energies better, understanding the human experience better through the eyes of a spiritual being, so that we don't get trapped in either or dimension and really unify the duality, you know, definitely within. This journey is within. Okay, so cool. So that was beautiful with Sacred Rage, and let's look at the card one more time. Yeah, pretty. All right, and let's get to Faithful, the playful doggy. Now, okay, 142. It is 143. Okay, well, I'm losing it at the same time I'm finding it out, so I don't understand what's going on. But okay, so doggos. That's what it says. What beautiful big hearts these dogs have. They want nothing more than to play, eat, snuggle, and be by your side all day. But oh, that's not true. I like cats more. But anyways, I'm sorry, doggy. Okay, so when this card comes up, it's asking you to be loyal to the plan, to the goal, be good and deserving. What? Okay, be loyal to the plan, the goal, the good and deserving people around you, but most importantly, be loyal to yourself. Okay, well, I said that in the beginning. That's awesome. There's a good and strong beating heart in that rib cage of yours that knows the right thing to do. Check in with it now. Make decisions from your heart. That's wonderful. And, you know, making decisions by your heart is actually making decisions from your root chakra with that sacral energy. Well, not your root chakra, but it's coming from your sacral, with I feel. And your heart is actually, I love. So, So this is a very love energy. This is the love. This is the pain. Cool. It's pointing out how dogs are like truly the most unconditional, loving friends that we have, no matter what type of appearances that may be. And it's asking us to act with the energy of the dog. Have absolute unconditional love and faith in yourself. And see how much you grow. Sometimes you have to be your own best friend. Support yourself in alignment with your highest self. Wow, that's beautiful. So this is definitely, like I was saying, I feel like with the cycles of ascension and descension, these are hard cycles. So this is affirming for me that aligning your dimensions is difficult because they have been severed by conflict, which is this great severing energy. And I said that, you know, the reason why I do this is to really pass on the message of not looking at love and pain as two polar opposites that are not interconnected when they are. And they are all part of us. All 9 dimensions, heaven and hell, are within us. And it's really, the society has, it's a delusion of separation. The I and the other is a delusion of separation. It's not true. And I feel like this card is mainly focusing that awareness inward. And it's doing it in this way where I feel like this is like pouring love into ourselves, even through our lessons and opportunities. Because even that is spirit having, like, all of this is a lot of interconnectedness energy. Like, even through our lessons and opportunities, that is still interconnectedness with our spirit having a human experience to teach us something about ourselves, our energies, what's clogging the energies, what's stopping us from ascending. Are we stuck in our lower energies? Is there toxic energy in there? How do we see ourselves? How are we feeling? What are we I-aming? It's really a lot of, and the Hierophant is a spiritual master. So as a spiritual master, I feel like one of the things you have to really understand is mastery of all 9 dimensions within yourself, and then some. Because we have more than 7 chakras here. We have a lot of energies around us. We are actually walking planets. If we saw ourselves as what we really are, which makes me look back at this cracked open card again, which is surrendering to the alchemy of life. I feel like the spiritual master knows how to harmonize and bring balance, because he knows that he's not just this human experience. He knows that he's not just all of his lessons and all of his opportunities. We are all beyond our cycles, but we go through them to have a human experience. So with every experience, we're transforming our souls, gaining more knowledge. It's really about realizing ourselves. It's like the universe is becoming aware of itself. And that's why the tower energy with perception is so heavy with shaky foundations, because if you've been programmed to think that conflict of opposites that are one whole, that's shaky foundation, because it's a delusion and it's not true. So so it's really, I like this card. I like it because I love that it's this unconditional love, like using the love of an unconditional dog on yourself through ascension and descension, lessons and opportunities, working through our fears, changing how we see ourselves, working through transmuting negative emotions without judgment into positive action, utilizing all parts that make you a spiritual being, having a human experience. So that's very beautiful. I really love this card. Mainly because it's like a faithful dog to ourselves. A faithful dog to ourselves. So that's gorgeous. Alright, so we're going to move into our dark goddesses. And we're going to locate the pain and the shadows that could be this conflict energy with the great severing. So let's look up that. Okay. Divine Dark Goddesses, what messages do we have for the collective? What's the pain and the shadow energies of being stabbed in the back? Utilizing our Cupid's arrow. Messages for the collective. Mayette, he is here. I still feel like we're dealing with some trickery energy. And denial is at the bottom of the deck again. Denial and trickery again. And I was thinking, you know, because I was really just like, oh, put the stabbed in the back energy. I didn't like it, bro. And I was like, why with this? This is that anger, jealousy. This is the Sacred Rage card. This is a beautiful reading, let me tell you. Oh my god. So it's really tying in everything at this point with the things that we do out of how are we utilizing our emotions of anger, greed, jealousy to make positive action. This is really, again, with this I am, I feel, I do. Because I do. Oh my god. So denial is here. So I still feel like this is energies of lessons in which we can utilize the skill of understanding how to alchemize negative energy within ourselves. I still feel like there's an energy of that unconditional love, no matter if it's negative or positive, because love is what glues together light and darkness. And love and fear is just another word for light and darkness. But subconscious, no, let's stop that. Not that. All right, so light and darkness, our conscious self and subconscious mind, which is aspects of the mind that connect with spirit. So yes, it's very interesting. And usually love is associated with light, and fear with darkness. But I really do feel like love is something that, see, I feel like we can use love freely, but we don't feel like we can use like negative energy freely, because I feel like there's a misunderstanding on how we use them in a way that is not positive for anyone else, but positive for ourselves. This loyal, faithful dog. And this really ties into the Cupid arrow with faith and love, because this has faith and love. This is hitting your target no matter if it's opportunities or if it's dealing with lessons. Because your spirit is navigating. I feel like if people who are stuck in fear are navigating from a human experience. Because, you know, when you're stuck in fear, you're stuck in a pattern. And usually it's related to some energies of I am, I feel, and I do. And it's like we can change those things. They're not fixed. And we can adjust them. But I feel like we've been adjusted. And we know that how the I am, which is the God word. So what follows after I am is very vital to your foundation, which is, which one was foundation? The Tower card, the Epiphany. The Epiphany. So, the lower chakras directly relate to how we see things, how you see your lessons, how you see your opportunities, how you see yourself in this human experience? Like, do you just see yourself as, I don't know, Jimmy John's, I don't know, Billy Borgen? Like, do you just see yourself as these identities? So you have to adjust those. Like, I feel like we've been conditioned in our I ams, pre-programmed in that area with the root chakra at times, and a lot of it is passed down things, experiences. Shadows tend to develop in childhood. So yeah, so where were we? Because I'm lost. Okay, denial. The shadow goddesses. So this is the energy of December with trickery, and I feel like this, it feels both malicious and non-malicious. I feel like it does tie into the energy of denial, with this, the pain that we cause onto ourselves and others, by the severing, the great severing of conflict within and without. I feel like mainly it starts within, and with this trickery, I feel like the light-hearted part of it is kind of falling for the tricks of the human experience, kind of falling for the illusion, falling for the illusion of another, the illusion of separation, the illusion of a conflict. That's on some heavy Bruce Lee stuff, like. But I feel like one of the things that he always said, and I really do love the man so much, but he said that when he fought, he never saw an opponent. He saw it as a game. So he had it lighthearted, and he said you get into this type of flow. And I feel like the trickery is believing in the illusion. The trickery is definitely believing in the illusion. So they're both in the light, and I feel like, again, this is something consciously we're not aware of because we haven't had that epiphany with the tower energy. I feel like this is something that, well, actually, and it can also mean that things that we are aware of because it's in the daylight. Like, so it's like the things hidden and things that we're in denial of that we do, which is keeping us trapped or in a state of conflict, not harmonized, and within. The big thing is within, because we're working from the I am, I feel, and I do, and how those actions play into how you see the world, because that's the root of the palm tree with stability. And we have stability with the tower with rocky foundations, shaky foundations, and foundations. So and Libra is a communicative sign. So is Mercury. It's Mercury and Libra in the Tower card. So, okay, so we're going to move on from trickery and denial. And we're going to say hello to Mayet, our African Egyptian goddess, with judgment, choices, making balance, the scales. And I feel like the judgment is accepting. The judgment is accepting all your lessons and all your opportunities, because it's balancing the scales, keeping balance. Understanding that if you do too much of one thing, it'll tip the scales. Too much darkness can tip the scales. Too much love can tip the scales too, because shadows are protectors. I don't think so. I don't know. I feel like it's more like how we use love. I don't know, it's doing too much of something. I feel like there is an issue with being too much in the light, that you're not, because consciousness is also identity. It's your perception, you know, but I feel like you're more than that. Like much more than what you see. And you can't really trust everything that you see to be all that there is, because you're a lot more than that. So there's a balancing of those two, from the higher chakras to the lower chakras, to understanding where may your fear-based traps of darkness and trauma change the way you see things. Those are the scales, doing too much of them. But it's really, even if you do that, it's not like, oh, the end of the world. It's like, okay, you're a spiritual being. Like, it's not that serious. And this is when the playful dog comes up, and he's like, well, it's a lesson, and your spirit's going to be transformed through these two scales. But it's more about bringing harmony, and I feel like just the interconnectedness again, which was sacred rage, tying in the darkness with the light. It was like, hold up, that other circle is fear. The other circle is, the other half of the yin and yang is fear, jealousy, you know. But how do we use these energies? And that's a big thing with this. That's coming through this card. So it's kind of telling you, okay, how do you use negative energy? Well, how do you use positive energy? You know, is there a right or wrong way that you can use positive and negative energies? That, and I feel like it's no. It's like working on the skill of understanding how they work. Because I feel like even if you're repeating lessons, I mean, no one should want to repeat lessons. But if you are, you hit it. It'll always come back around. It's just, it's not that, we're trying to break those. But I'm not saying, you know, that that's bad, because I don't feel like the message is that that's bad. It's just understanding how they work and balancing them. And understanding that severed connections is an illusion. And it says right next to conflict, softening to love. Love has this, it's like love is different from like fear, like what these energies actually are doing for us. And not really shaming one, because you can't have love without fear energy. you know, and maybe the reason why we have love is because we have an abundance of the opposite. They're both potent, which was the goat, because they're one and the same. They're just different experiences. They're energies. And I feel like this is knowledge of the Hierophant, of just understanding. I feel like we were born human and we forgot that we were spiritual beings. Like, so, and I wanted to show you guys these pictures right here. So I was like drinking water, and I saw this void. This is basically, see this as a vortex into hell, your darker realms, your fear, the other opposite of the scale. But behind it is everything, and it's just energy. I feel like all color is in darkness. We should not be afraid of the void. So there is actually a void card energy update with embracing winter and the great cosmic wound, the void. I feel like this is pure creative energy. when you see it this way. And from this darkness, you can transform all this color, because all of that is within darkness. All light comes from darkness. Darkness was first. So there's nothing to fear, and I feel like a lot of the fear surrounding darkness is fear of self. Because this is, you know, this is coming from this. So if you don't understand what's going on in that area, I feel like you won't know how to use your chakra energies, the colors that come from the darkness. You won't know how to use the colors that come from the darkness. That's beautiful. So yeah, we're gonna move on. Got really deep and I drowned. So I think we have 4 goddesses. I'm gonna take it. Fate. Damn. Goddamn. What the fuck? Damn. Oh Lord. Thank you. Fate. I love you. Thank you for Tina. For Tina with Fate. I feel like if you don't go in the darkness to find your light, using negative energy to transmute positive action, I feel like that's an act of changing. I feel like it's an action of changing fated events. If you're not knowledgeable of how your IMs are affecting how you see yourself, what you do, your actions. Actions is tied in here. I am, I feel, I do. You will yield a cycle, like a pattern, life. Like it's like living, like sleeping, instead of like consciously transmuting, which is action, and action to create a destiny takes action. And if you look, there's 2 halves here, light and dark, yin and yang, 2 differences, 2 different paths. And as Fortuna, the goddess, Wheel of Fortune, lessons and opportunities. Are our actions bringing in more opportunities or more lessons? Are we choosing our fate or our destiny? And I feel like maybe the fate can happen just by inaction. Action is a lot in these cards, and I feel like the biggest action we could take is really releasing, just understanding this, like releasing the judgment of these 2 cycles, because I really don't feel like these are saying one is worse or better than the other, but it's kind of explaining how you can go one way or the other. We have, you know, these experiences and what they mean to live a fated life and not bringing light from the darkness. And just letting the flow between light and darkness be as it naturally is, just a flow. I feel like with this card, it's a lot of like breaking patterns. Or accepting your fate. It's always a choice. Lots of action. Fire. So that was cool. These were our 3 goddesses. Denial, fate and trickery. Alright, so thank you, my beautiful goddesses. That was heavy, like all the cards. So, we're gonna move on to our MoonOrcales, and then we're gonna do charms and some runes, okay? Alright, so we're done. Oh, wait, did I do matte? Yeah, I did. Wait a minute. Hold on, guys. Wait a minute. How many cards did I read? Oh, Lord. Oh, I think we did matte. Did we do matte? I don't remember now. Oh, my God. Oh, I did. Okay. I remembered. Alright, so, okay. I am going to go ahead and read the MoonOrcales. Okay. So, here we go, guys. Find the Moon Goddess, what messages do we have for the collective? What messages do we have for the collective? Beautiful Moon Goddess for understanding fate and destiny, lessons and opportunity, embracing Jupiter energy, Neptune energy, breaking illusions, coming into harmony with love and fear, light and darkness. Okay, nothing will color the situation. So I feel like this is the worry. Stop worrying. Be the playful dog. And like understand these things. It's like, okay, conflict, bring love into it. It's like, okay. And the sacred rage. This is sacred too. So it's like your jealousy is sacred. It's just how do you transmute it? What is it teaching you? What is your fear teaching you? Jealousy, rage, shame, guilt. There was a few of them. But all of them on the energy of fear. How are you using these energies? But it's not like a cosmic punishment. Like it's just part of the process. Like it's a normal part of the process. So I feel like it's almost the messages whether it's a lesson or an opportunity, it's like it's just to have this experience. Like I feel like not to say nothing will come of neither one of them, but it's like saying there's nothing to worry about or to get too attached to neither one of them. This Hierophant is a spiritual teacher, and I feel like there's a sense of, with all spiritual teachers, there's a sense of detachment to situation, circumstance, dogma, ideology, personas, and because when you leave this earth, you're going to transcend all of that, you know, and all you really are is energies, your chakra, and all they are is a big collection of all of them together. And we are too, bigger than that, spiritually, when all our energies combine. We're like a kaleidoscope. And the love and fear, the negative and positive, are just the makings of a kaleidoscope. There's a lot of non-judgment here, guys. I feel hell. Is hell here? Because I don't know. I feel like it's all her up in here. So meet me where opposites collide. Nothing will come of it, whether it's a lesson or an opportunity. Just enjoy the experience, and be lighthearted and faithful with yourself the whole way. Because you're here to have an experience based off of your actions, and everything has a reason, a purpose, and a season, and a cycle. But you're not these cycles. It's like saying that you're not your cycles of love and fear. That's not all that you are. You're both of them combined. You're experiencing something. So there's no need to have a great severing of experiences. It's not that serious. I like it. It's like heavy vibes, but it's like it's not that serious. It's like, what? Because I feel like I've been saying some heavy stuff, dudes. Alright, so we're gonna look at the back of this and see what's under here. A time for healing. I feel like we're going to be healing regardless if we are receiving opportunities or receiving lessons. I feel like we're going to be healing whether we are walking our fate with or carving out a destiny for ourselves. if we're in a pattern of behavior or breaking patterns. It's all a healing process in one way or another, because your spirit is experiencing something through this. It's not just happening for no reason. It's like everything has a reason and a purpose in here, and that is a way to kind of sever issues with conflict, because the conflict has a purpose too, and that's this sacred rage. Sacred rage is on fire. Look at that. Fire, fire, pants on fire. Okay, so fire energy. But you know, the crazy thing, this makes me think about Mars. The crazy thing with that is Mars is the war planet, but it's also a planet of ambition. It can be a planet of competition and ambition, So I feel like it's that transmuting this rage to make great leaps and feats with positive action, with energies of fear. How can I utilize fear so it doesn't disable me, and so that I can use it to actually propel forward, which I think about this frog. And I feel like that takes a bit of creativity and epiphany moments with that tower energy again, with understanding that I can use my negative energy in a positive way. Like my negative energy has a reason. Everything has a reason, whether it's positive or negative. It's beautiful. Okay, I feel like I'm just talking crazy circles, but that's crazy. That's awesome. How that connects. So it's a healing process in negative energy or positive energy. There's always something to learn. There's always some action to take. Beautiful. So we are going to end it with 3 runes and some charms here, which I have. Well, I'm gonna have to take some of this stuff. I think everything's gonna fall out, but the charms. Okay, so we're gonna do our runes, which are in these baggies. So let's clean this board up a bit. So thank you for being here with me. If you haven't already, definitely hit the like button. It means show support. Get me in the algorithms, man. I want to creep on more people with my creepy nonsense and forgetting things midway. So mixing a planet, retrogrades, you know, all the good stuff, and blowing your mind as well as mine. So the universe is always working in our favors. Okay, we got a lot of fortune cookies. I'm gonna grab a fortune cookie too in here, okay? So we got 1. Okay. We're gonna have fun with this. We need 2 more runes for the collective. So we got, oh god, I dropped the other one. Damn it, it was meant to be. Just grab this one. There's a lot of fortune cookies. These fortune cookies are merge. Let me stop. Oh Lord. Okay. Okay, so let's see what's going on with the runes. Wait. Fortune cookie first. My greatest struggles are my greatest lessons, dog. I can't make this shit up, okay? This is just what I'm talking about when the dots just freaking connect so awesomely, beautifully. Sacred Rage is the theme of this reading. I'm gonna say that. I think it's a paying homage to our lessons and our failures and our fears and our worries and our guilt and our shame and our jealousy and our competitions, our judgments, and all of these things that are in the fear frequency. It's seeing them with love. My greatest struggles are my greatest lessons. My greatest struggles are my greatest lessons. The other one is my imagination is abundant with creativity. We have creativity with the frog. my abundance, what does it say, is, my imagination is abundant with creativity. My imagination is abundant with creativity. And so I feel like this is a little thing that dots I'm connecting here. If the root chakra, which I am, directly affects how you see yourself, and this is my imagination, that's perception. What are you seeding in your foundation, in your root chakra? Maybe one thing we can do, those in lessons, can seed love there. Love and appreciation for the sacred rage that we have. And I feel like that will yield positive action. That's beautiful. Okay, that just came out of me. So I'm just gonna leave that because it just went blank in there. Sometimes it does that, or sometimes it's like drowning. So oh shit, we're gonna check out the runes now. We have 3. I don't know them by heart, but I'm getting there. So we have this 8. It looks like an 8, but that's not what it is. Oh, there you go. Okay, this rune represents, and don't even try to get me to say any of these names because I can't, alright? I can barely speak English. So, where is it? I don't see it. I don't see it. Damn. Okay, well, we're gonna have to look this one up someplace else. Wait a minute, I see it. I'm blind. It's me. Oh god, it's Dagas. I tried. And it represents dawn, breakthrough, awakening, tower energy, embarking on an enterprise. That's maybe turning lessons into opportunities by surrendering to them. And unlikely, think the book of the word book was like unlikely solutions, breakthroughs. Ooh, sun energy too. And I forget which one of the daemons had the sun energy. I want to say Belial did. Belial, where did I put you? It's Belial. Yes, Belial, with getting past conflict. And I feel like there may some in the month of December, some conflict with even accepting new opportunities, because this feels like ascension. And for some people it feels like dissension. And I feel like it's having a conflict with just moving on and surrendering to wherever you are. Acceptance, I feel like, so that you can move practically. And then without judgment, with the spiritual concept of the Pisces, because Pisces in here with spirituality and practicality. Very pretty. Sun energy. Okay, so sun energy is Dagas. I hope I'm saying, I'm so sorry. I don't mean to offend, okay? I'm a noob. I'm distracted. So, dawn. And it's like not sun, but a dawning, like something coming to light. Okay, so what? Wait a minute. Okay. The next one is, I don't know how to say it, guys. I want to say Manaza, mankind, the self, friends, enemies, social order. Okay, that's heavy. What do you mean by that? Friends, enemies, social order. So friends and enemies come in the card with goddamn stabbed in the back and Cupid's arrow. If that's not friends and enemies, I don't know what the fuck to tell you, but that's friends and enemy. And then stability, smack dab in the middle. I feel like it's rising above social order between these two opposites, because they can almost be seen as yin and yang, light and dark, love and fear. And again, it's like once you've understood this within, it'll change how you see friends and enemy on the outside appearance, with social orders and pre-programmed minds who are delusioned in the great severing of opposites. You know, this makes me think of Zeus. Was it Zeus? Was it? I don't remember what god it was. I think it was Zeus. Zeus was afraid of man's power, so he split him up into 4 parts. That's the great severing. That keeps you from your Hierophant energy, your spirit energy. Because even in friends and enemies, I and other, it's an illusion. It's a delusion. There is no I. There is no other. It's only I. It's all an illusion. And it's really like, as you go through these cycles of lessons and opportunities, nothing will come of it, because it's all one and the same. You're experiencing it in 2 different energies. It's like the universe is becoming aware of itself, and we are becoming aware of ourselves. As we become aware of ourselves, the universe is becoming aware of ourselves, because that's how big we are. We've minimized ourselves to a identity, to a enemy and a friend, to order. And really, in the void of darkness is no order. So how do you rise above order if you're lost in order? You have to jump into chaos. You have to jump into all things, everything. I feel like order is safe, but at the same time, safe is limiting. And it's like, how stable are we in limited ideologies of who we are and what the other is? That was deep. I didn't drown. Whoa, bro. Okay, LB, you got that. So, okay, now let's move on to our last one. Look, it looks like 2 of these look so similar, but they're not. I think this one's turned this way, and this one this way. Oh god, guys. Dagas and Manaza. Alright, and this one looks like a V. What is it? Oh my god. Kenza? I don't know. It's the torch, the vision, the revelation, the creativity again, and technical ability, and vision again, with the 4 of swords, with these are swords too, perception. What do I see? Which is in chakras, the 3rd eye. So it's like tying in our vision, I don't even know where to go with this. So I feel like going in the direction of how does what we don't see affect what we see? How does what we don't see affect what we see? Vision. That's cool. I love it. I'm gonna leave it at that because that blew my mind. Because the shadow is what you don't see. We have denial and what is it? Trickery. And denial deals with darkness, stuff that we don't see about ourselves. And how we see ourselves, too. Because how you see yourself may also have you blind to what you really are. Because you can have a pre-programmed I am. And it's really down to, are you taking a I am that's been passed down to you, or have you been creating your own? This is a fated life and a destiny. This is a lesson or an opportunity. How does what we don't see affect what we see? So yeah, that's awesome. Heavy as hell. Okay, so we are going to move on, and we're going to pull our charms, and then we're finished. Okay, yay. I feel like, I thought Scorpio season was crazy. December Sagittarius season is going to be crazy. Oh my god. Okay. I'm excited. Oh my goodness. Playful dog, faithful dog, faithful dog, faithful dog. Don't weigh it down, don't weigh it down. Okay. Playful dog to yourself. Don't be afraid. Don't run. Alright, so let's clean it out. I still haven't cleaned up everything. I'll put these orcales in there. Okay. Alright, so heavy. So let's see what we're gonna take out of here. Charm time. It's crazy because we're gonna get messages from our higher selves. Pick a card. That's gonna be awesome. Okay, so I'm gonna take this. I don't want this to fall. Okay, so the $1 bill wanted to come out. Ooh, guys, I got the snake. A big old snake. I definitely feel like that's ego. I immediately think of Shiva with the snake wrapped around his neck, the cobra. Our ego, and with this, the lesson is having your ego serve you instead of you serving your ego, because when you're serving your ego, you're walking in a fated life. Because egos are not truly who you are. Shiva is the Hierophant, really. That's why he wears his identity around his neck like clothing. And there's a certain type of detachment with, even with Manaz, the rune, which dealt with self, friends, and enemies. That's all ego. Because there's none of those are in the room. It's only I, one God. And that's how Shiva's the Hierophant. That's the secret of being a spiritual master, is knowing that my I am is not Joe Smo. It's no name. This is that nameless and named. Lao Tzu, balance and harmony with them, and having an epiphany and understanding and awakening to named and nameless. We are all named and nameless. We're nothing and we're everything. And the nothing is the void, the darkness that all things come from. Okay, so I can't put the card back. Okay, I think the void just wants to sit on the front, so we'll do that. So, okay, the cobra. We have a bunny, so more hopping. The frog, creativity. I feel like lightheartedness was very prevalent in here with very heavy cycles. And I feel like maybe it could be a great identifying ourselves too much with the experiences and the processes. Identifying ourselves with the experiences and the processes. You know, in whatever way that social order may have influenced us to see those things in a more heavier way. So I feel like being lighthearted and playful is important, and I feel like it's also making those leaps between lessons and opportunities with ease if you make it more lighthearted, because some people get stuck in darkness because they are holding on to pain. Like the experience of a painful experience was so much that they are not moving out of it, not seeing it as just an experience. They're seeing it as part of their identity. We have the octopus with all these tentacles. I immediately thought of the subconscious mind with all these little tentacle things. And I feel like a one mind, because the big head on the octopus. So the one mind expressing itself in many different ways, like, I don't know how many people are listen to Morg, but you should look him up on YouTube. And in there's this, I know there's this Cthulhu entity that dreams, and it's like all of us, like we're just one dreamer. we're one dreamer having many different experiences. All of these tentacles tie into this one mind, this big mind. And the hanger. I want to say put your coat up. Put your coat up. It's like, I feel like I want to say like, take your identity off and hang it up, because it's like clothes. And you can also do that with your experiences. You'll have many of them. I feel like this is like having something that you constantly take on and put on, take on and put on, depending on the season, depending on the cycle. And it feels like you can use negative and positive depending on the season, depending on the cycle. You can use anger, jealousy, rage, depending on the season, depending on the cycle. But you're not going to wear like a winter marshmallow jacket all season, even winter, summer, and spring. You know, that seems a little crazy. So why do we do that with our energy? Why do we do that with our emotions? Why do we do that with our experiences that we just, you know? Why do we do that with our identity? We carry around the same identities we've had 20 years ago. And then you just continue having a faded life. Cool. Alright, so that wraps up our reading for December. I hope you have a wonderful Sagittarius season with that Wheel of Fortune. Oh! I forgot the one. Ready Player One. And I feel like this means no matter your cycle, your experience, your pain, your love, nothing will come of the situation, because your value doesn't drop. Your value doesn't drop because you are not the experience. That's why your value doesn't drop. You're getting too attached to the experience. You know, like if you ordered the wrong thing, that doesn't mean that your money, you know, wasn't valuable. Or like if you that makes sense. Oh my god. It's like your value doesn't drop because of your experiences. We'll just keep it at that. So, and player one vibes. Woo! Okay, so now we're done. So I was holding on to that the whole time. we were holding on to that whole time. Okay, so thank you for tuning in. Hit the like and subscribe. Thank you. And our pick a card, if you stay tuned for it, will be messages from our highest self with ascending, and see what comes out. We will have I feel like 4 piles would be wonderful for that, so we can get a wide range. I might use the runes to help us pick a pile, okay? So we can have fun with that, because these runes were on fire. So, anyways, thank you. Have a wonderful Sagittarius season. Wheel of Fortune, lessons and opportunities, and breaking delusions and illusions. Bye.
Yes, of course. I remember, how could I forget how you feel? And though you were my first time, a new feel. It won't ever get old, not in my soul, not in my spirit, keep it alive.